Chapter 101. I Really Like You. Yi Hui gazed at Zhou Xueming, his mind already swirling with numerous possibilities. Revealing this secret posed no significant risk. If necessary, he could always make her forget through hypnosis. More than anything, he was curious about Zhou Xueming's reaction. Would she panic, be fearful, collapse, or withdraw? In 400 years, Yi Hui had never confessed his true identity to a human before. Zhou Xueming was extraordinary. From the moment he first saw her, a unique emotion had blossomed in his heart. He still remembered how, in the beginning, he paid close attention to Zhou Xueming's performance at the company. His interest was so evident that many of his subordinates assumed she had a significant background, holding her in awe despite her being a fresh graduate. This was the first time he had ever given so much attention to a human. Zhou Xueming looked at Yi Hui and couldn't help but think of the famous movie Twilight. When she first saw the film, she felt she could fall in love with the vampire Edward, just as Bella did. Yi Hui was her real-life Edward. With that thought, Zhou Xueming spoke with conviction. It doesn't matter. Can't vampires embrace humans for the first time? If you embrace me, I will become a vampire and stay with you forever. Nonsense. What are you talking about? Why abandon a good human life just to become a vampire? Yi Hui frowned, rejecting the idea outright. You misunderstand. I don't want you to embrace me just to become a vampire. It's because you are a vampire that I want to become one. The person I love is a vampire. To be with him, I need to become like him, right? In Twilight, Edward embraced Bella for the first time. You can embrace me too, and we can be together forever. Yi Hui was stunned by the fervor in Zhou Xueming's eyes. He had expected her to recoil in fear. After all, vampires were terrifying. How could a human not be afraid of them? Yi Hui's mouth opened slightly, revealing his fangs. The sharp teeth glinted like long thorns, menacing under the faint moonlight streaming through the car window. Aren't you scared? Yi Hui asked softly, his throat tightening. Not at all. Your fangs are cool and handsome, Zhou Xueming replied, shaking her head. If it were someone else, I'd be terrified. But with you, I find it captivating. My love for you far outweighs any fear of vampires. Yi Hui's expression shifted, and he silently retracted his fangs. He had intended to persuade Zhou Xueming to reconsider, but her determination made him waver. Without a bloodmaster, Yi Hui was a free body, an independent vampire with no bonds. He possessed the ability to embrace a human for the first time if he wished. Transforming Zhou Xueming into a vampire was well within his power. There can be no good outcome for vampires and humans. Yi Hui shook his head. I'll hypnotize you and make you forget this ever happened. No! Zhou Xueming clung tightly to Yi Hui. I really like you. Can't you reconsider? Stop being unreasonable. I don't care. I just want to be with you. Women can be incredibly resolute in matters of the heart. Zhou Xueming had already made up her mind. She feared waking up the next day, forgetting everything that had happened tonight. Knock, knock, knock. The car window was suddenly tapped. You need to park in a designated space. Don't block the road here. It was the security guard from Vincent Apartments, who noticed Yi Hui's car idling in the road and came to remind him. Okay, Yi Hui responded promptly. Blushing, Zhou Xueming settled back into the passenger seat. As Yi Hui drove away, the security guard shook his head, sighing. Young people these days were so bold, engaging in such activities right on the road. After parking in the community lot, Zhou Xueming took Yi Hui's hand. With a pleading look, she said, "Come up with me. We need to discuss this properly. You can't just hypnotize me and erase everything. I've thought it through. If I can't be with you in this life, I won't be with anyone else." Chapter 102. The Melon-Eating Little Shiba Inu. Beneath the dim lights of Building 13 at Vincent Apartments, Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming stood together, their faces cast in soft shadows. Ever since Yi Hui had agreed to let Zhou Xueming sit up and leave the car, she hadn't stopped talking, this time about the plot of the Twilight Saga. They say vampires sparkle under sunlight, reflecting colorful lights. Is that true? She asked, her tone genuinely curious. You can't call him a vampire. Yihui corrected, his voice calm but firm. Calling a vampire is like calling a person a scumbag. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Zhou Shuiming apologized, her voice subdued. It's fine. Most people don't understand the vampire clan deeply. I don't blame you, Yihui replied. As for the sparkling lights, that's pure fantasy. Just a creative liberty in literature and art. I see. Zhou Shuiming nodded, her face lighting up with understanding. As they entered the elevator, Zhou Shuiming shifted gears, chatting brightly. My apartment is on the 10th floor. I have a little Shiba Inu named Xiaobai. He's adorable. Oh, and I won a giant stuffed bear at my company's annual meeting last year. It's huge. It takes up so much space. Yihui listened quietly, her voice flowing like a lark's song, sweet and melodious. It was strangely soothing, and though he didn't say it aloud, he enjoyed listening to her. It softened something in him, made him feel unexpectedly at ease. He'd already relented 3 times tonight. The first, when she confessed her feelings out of nowhere. The second, when she begged him to come upstairs to talk. And now, again, as the elevator doors slid open on the 10th floor. You're unusually talkative today, Yihui murmured, glancing at her. Zhou Shuiming looked up at him, her eyes steady. I talk so much because I'm afraid I won't get another chance. Before Yihui could respond, she reached out, her cool fingers brushing his. Come with me. Somehow, Yihui didn't resist. She led him to her door, a sleek fingerprint lock blinking in the faint hallway light. With a quick press of her finger, the door clicked open. As soon as it swung wide, a little Shiba Inu bounded toward them, its tail wagging furiously. Woof woof, Xiaobai yipped, leaping into Zhou Shuiming's arms. Look who's excited, Zhou Shuiming laughed, rubbing the dog's fluffy head. Don't worry, this is a good person, she added, gesturing toward Yihui. Xiaobai hesitated for a moment, then let out a tentative bark, as if to say, all right, I'll trust you for now. Come in, Mr. Yi, Zhou Shuiming said, stepping aside to let him enter. The apartment was small but cozy, its warmth evident in every corner. The living space doubled as a kitchen, sparsely equipped with just an induction cooker. The decor was simple, with a single bedroom tucked away to one side and a plush sofa dominating the main area. Yihui sat at the table, his thoughts racing. Should he hypnotize her? He'd been wavering all night, but taking that step wasn't something he could do lightly. It would leave an irreversible mark on her future, a weight he wasn't sure she deserved to carry. As he deliberated, Zhou Shuiming appeared, holding a glass of water. Here, have some water, she offered with a smile. No need, Yihui replied, his tone cool. Vampires don't need water. The scent of her blood was everywhere in the small apartment, faint yet maddeningly enticing. It mingled with the light fragrance she wore, filling the air around him. Unlike others he'd encountered, her scent was uniquely alluring. It made him want to lean closer, too. Mr. Yi, are you ready? Zhou Shuiming's voice broke through his thoughts. Ready for what? To drink my blood, she said, tilting her head and meeting his gaze, her eyes unflinching. Yihui froze. When did I say I wanted to drink your blood? Instead of answering, she leaned closer. Her proximity sent a wave of heat coursing through him, his instincts roaring to life. Don't come any closer, he warned, standing abruptly, his eyes flashing a dangerous red. Mr. Yi, she whispered, her voice steady, I'm willing to let you drink my blood. I like you. I'm ready to give you everything. Why not try? We could be happy together. Before he could respond, she wrapped her arms around him. Her boldness was unexpected, but what truly caught his attention was the Shiba Inu sitting beside them, watching intently. Xiaobai's mouth hung open, its wide-eyed expression resembling a bystander munching popcorn at a drama. Yihui couldn't help but wonder, did the dog really understand what was happening? Chapter 103, Secret Love for 5 Years. Yi Hui raised his hand and slowly embraced Zhou Xueming, his body trembling. He was still fighting the bloodthirsty urge surging within him. Reflecting on the past few days, he realized he hadn't consumed enough blood. This morning he had drunk less than 100 milliliters. Had he known this would happen, he would have ensured he drank more earlier. Now, the bloodthirst was overwhelming. The room was dark, and he was with a completely defenseless girl whose blood was utterly enticing. Even someone as composed as Yi Hui struggled to maintain control. "You're right, but I still feel uneasy. If I embrace you now, I might hurt you." Zhou Xueming gently let go of Yi Hui. "That's just your fear. For me, it's something I want." Their eyes locked, and Yi Hui's bloodthirst finally overpowered his will. The red glow in his eyes intensified, and his fangs extended, piercing Zhou Xueming's neck. They fell back onto the sofa. Zhou Xueming let out a soft hum and then smiled blissfully. This was a good beginning. Yi Hui had finally accepted her. Despite the pain, she felt immense happiness. Meanwhile, while Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing were walking a ways from the Dole Hotel. "Do you know any computer experts? There must be valuable secrets in this notebook. I'm wondering if we can crack it to uncover information about the Western vampires," Su Zhe said, holding the black notebook as they walked. "Let me think. I don't know anyone particularly skilled with computers, but I do know that Shui Xiaoxi majors in computer science. She might know someone capable," Lin Shiqing replied. Su Zhe nodded. "I'll ask around at school tomorrow." The two continued their walk home. For some reason, Lin Shiqing enjoyed holding hands with Su Zhe. Hand in hand, step by step, they looked at the sky. They tried to trace the stars, but the city's light pollution obscured most of them. Only a few could be seen, faintly connected in lines. In the suburbs, the sky would be filled with stars, a breathtaking sight. It was late when they arrived home, expecting Yi Hui to be there, perhaps asking why they were so late. But the house was empty. This surprised Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing. Yi Hui was usually punctual, always home on time. Little did they know, Yi Hui was still in a daze after drinking Zhou Xueming's blood. At Vincent Apartments, Zhou Xueming lay nearly naked, wearing only her underwear. In his bloodthirsty state, Yi Hui had torn her top to shreds. Despite her pale face from the blood loss, Zhou Xueming looked happy, clinging to Yi Hui as if afraid he might leave. "I was impulsive tonight," Yi Hui said apologetically, recalling the moment. What truly surprised him was that Zhou Xueming's blood was pure and sweet, the blood of a virgin. At 30 years old, she was still inexperienced? This astonished Yi Hui. "It doesn't matter. I'm healthy. Losing a bit of blood is nothing," Zhou Xueming said nonchalantly. Yi Hui's thoughts shifted. If he could find a suitable girl to spend his life with, it would be wonderful. Having found love, he resolved to pursue it wholeheartedly, not wanting to regret letting it slip away. "Are you sure you don't mind becoming a vampire? I must warn you, embracing me will make me your blood master, giving me control over your spirit. It could be a painful experience. It doesn't matter. As long as I can be with you forever, it's worth it." Zhou Xueming had harbored a secret love for Yi Hui for 5 years. How many 5-year periods does one get in life? She finally saw hope and wouldn't let it go. "You don't understand how painful the first embrace can be," Yi Hui warned. He knew from personal experience the suffering of being a blood servant, enduring hundreds of years under a blood master's control. However, if the blood master refrains from exerting pressure, the blood servant can live relatively peacefully. This meant that if Yi Hui chose not to dominate Zhou Xueming's spirit, she would not suffer much. Yi Hui's warnings were partly to test Zhou Xueming's resolve. Was she acting on a whim, or was she truly prepared to become a blood servant? Zhou Xueming hugged him tighter. "Do vampires have no sense of responsibility? If you drink a human's blood, shouldn't you be accountable for that person? You've drunk my blood, so you must be responsible for me. You can't just walk away." Chapter 104, Su Zhe's intuition. Yi Hui sighed softly. Here's the deal. I'll give you 7 days. If, after careful consideration during this time, you're still willing to be embraced by me and become a blood servant, I'll consider it seriously. These 7 days will be your cooling-off period. If, after that, you give me a negative answer, I'll hypnotize you and make you forget everything. Zhou Xueming's face lit up with joy. Really? Of course. Great, she exclaimed, leaning in to plant a quick kiss on his cheek. Though Yi Hui's stubble was a bit rough, the gesture filled her with happiness. So, can I take this to mean that in 7 days, you'll be my boyfriend? She asked with a grin. Beside her, the little Shiba Inu, Xiaobai, seemed to sense her joy. It barked twice, its tail wagging as though cheering for her. Yi Hui was momentarily caught off guard by her boldness. He felt both flattered and exasperated. Don't think of it like that, he said, his tone gentle but firm. You really need to think this through, understand? Life is long, but the most important decisions are only a few. This choice will shape your future, everything you do. Take it seriously. Zhou Xueming studied his serious expression for a moment before bursting into laughter. You sound just like my dad when he's lecturing me. Yi Hui's lips twitched in mild annoyance. For the record, in terms of age, I could be your great-great-great-grandfather. I'm 432 years old, you know. Perfect. It's said that older men are more attractive. At your age, you must be incredibly charming, she teased, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Yi Hui couldn't help but chuckle. Conversations with her always felt so effortless, light-hearted, and warm. All right, he said, shaking his head in amusement. Just promise me you'll think about it carefully. I'll wait for your answer in 7 days. Gently, he took her hand and set it aside before standing up. You can stay here tonight. It's so late, Zhou Xueming offered. Yi Hui gave her a wry smile. Have you ever met a vampire who needed to sleep all night? Oh, right, she said, realization dawning. Vampires are nocturnal. You don't get tired from staying up late. I'm leaving, Yi Hui said, gathering his coat. As he glanced at the torn shirt lying near the bed, he added, I'll get you a replacement for that. Do you really have to go? Zhou Xueming suddenly hugged him from behind, her voice soft and pleading. Don't leave. I just want to talk to you a little longer. Please. The warmth of her embrace made him hesitate. He knew he should return to the villa to check on Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing, but Zhou Xueming needed him too. After all, he had taken her blood. It was only fair to stay with her for a while. After a moment of deliberation, he relented. All right, he said gently. Let me make a quick call. If everything's fine, I'll stay here with you until dawn. Deal. Zhou Xueming's face lit up again. She grabbed a fresh change of clothes and said, I'll take a shower while you make your call. Yi Hui nodded as she disappeared into the bathroom. Her wound, healed by his blood energy, no longer posed any danger, so there was no harm in her bathing. He stepped onto the balcony, dialing Lin Shiqing's number. The phone rang twice before she picked up. Xiaoqing, are you and Su Zhe at home? He asked. Yes, we're here. What's wrong? Lin Shiqing sounded puzzled. I've got something to handle tonight, so I won't be back until tomorrow. Stay home, both of you, until I return, Yi Hui instructed. All right, don't worry about us, she reassured him. Su Zhe and I will be fine. If anything happens, call me immediately. Understood. Take care. After hanging up, Lin Shiqing turned to Su Zhe, who was lounging nearby. Uncle Yi said he won't be back tonight. Su Zhe frowned thoughtfully. I've got a feeling Uncle Ye's up to something. What do you mean? Lin Shiqing asked, confused. Just a hunch, Su Zhe replied, his expression serious. He's staying out all night. I think he might have found a girlfriend. Lin Shiqing shook her head dismissively. That's impossible. Uncle Ye's probably dealing with work stuff. But Su Zhe remained adamant. Trust me. This is a man's intuition. Uncle Yi is falling in love. Chapter 105. Information in the Notebook. Honestly, it's about time Uncle Yi found someone special. He's already 400 years old, Lin Shiqing mused, touching her chin thoughtfully. Maybe I should ask around my clan to see if anyone knows a beautiful blood servant to introduce to him. Su Zhe shook his head. You're thinking too traditionally. Traditionally? What do you mean? Lin Shiqing asked, puzzled. Why can't Uncle Yi find a human partner? Su Zhe suggested. A human girl? Is that really appropriate? Lin Shiqing exclaimed in surprise. Why not? I'm human, and you found me, didn't you? Su Zhe reasoned. Uncle Yi will be living in the city now, meeting lots of people. There's a chance he'll find someone he likes among them. Blind dates aren't the way to go. True love is something you should pursue yourself. Lin Shiqing agreed, but a concern lingered. But if he finds a human girl, she'll age, and Uncle Yi will still look young. What then? Su Zhe paused. The issue of lifespan was one he and Lin Shiqing also faced. However, Su Zhe had the option of becoming a vampire, which could extend his lifespan and bridge the gap. What if Uncle Yi gives the human girl his first embrace? Su Zhe proposed. Lin Shiqing shook her head quickly. That's not ideal. The first embrace would make Uncle Yi her blood master, creating a master-servant dynamic. But didn't you say that as long as the blood master doesn't exert mental pressure, the blood servant won't feel discomfort? Su Zhe reminded her. True, but it still feels strange for a blood master and servant to be in love. Lin Shiqing hesitated. It's the best option we have. Otherwise, if another vampire gives her the first embrace, it would be even worse, Su Zhe argued. Lin Shiqing sighed. You're getting ahead of yourself. We don't even know if Uncle Yi has a human girl in mind. Su Zhe realized she was right. They were speculating without any basis. All right, let's put this aside and focus on this notebook. Su Zhe turned his attention to the black laptop they had taken from the Western vampires. Su Zhe, who had a background in computer science, had some foundational knowledge, but he knew cracking a highly personalized system would be challenging. He brought the laptop and its charging cable to Lin Shiqing's room, where they sat at the table, ready to explore. The screen lit up, but a password prompt appeared. It's locked, Su Zhe observed. And it's running on Linux, not Windows. What's Linux? Lin Shiqing asked, confused. It's an open-source operating system that's more secure and customizable than Windows, Su Zhe explained briefly. So, it's harder to crack? Lin Shiqing summarized. Exactly, Su Zhe nodded. With Windows, there are many ways to bypass security, but a custom Linux system is much tougher. Su Zhe knew his skills weren't advanced enough to crack this system, but the difficulty level hinted at the importance of the information it contained. We should find an expert to help. This notebook might hold crucial information about the Western vampires, Su Zhe suggested. Lin Shiqing agreed. Let's ask Cui Xiaoxi at school. She's skilled in computer science and might know someone who can help. With a plan in place, they decided to seek help the next day, hopeful that the contents of the notebook would offer valuable insights. Chapter 106. Give Xiaozhou a holiday. The sun rose over the horizon, painting the world in soft golden hues. As its rays spread, life began to stir. Workers and students emerged from their homes, still groggy but ready to face another day of challenges and toil. The cycle of striving continued, each person giving their light and energy to the world. In a quiet room, Zhou Xueming woke up in Yi Hui's arms, feeling his strong frame wrapped protectively around her. Vampires, she had learned, were a temperature-changing race. Their body temperature shifted with the environment, warmer in summer, cooler in winter, similar to what humans might call cold-blooded creatures. But after holding her all night, Yi Hui's body had warmed to match hers, their shared heat creating a cocoon of comfort. The sunlight streaming through the window caught her attention, reminding her of something. Vampires and sunlight didn't mix, at least that's what she thought. Quietly, she slipped out of his embrace, careful not to disturb him, and walked to the curtains to draw them shut. The room darkened immediately, the golden glow replaced by soothing shadows. What are you doing? The sudden voice startled her. She turned to see Yi Hui sitting up, his crimson eyes glinting faintly in the dim light. She froze for a second, then smiled. How cool is this? A boyfriend with glowing eyes. Like Superman. For a moment, she let her imagination run wild, picturing him shooting lasers from his eyes like a comic book hero. I thought you'd be bothered by the sun, she explained sheepishly. So I closed the curtains. Yi Hui smiled softly. It's thoughtful of you, but there's no need. Vampires may be burned by the sun, but true vampires aren't. There's a big difference between the two. What's the difference? She asked, intrigued. Vampires are created when one of us injects a bit of blood into a human without performing the proper first embrace ceremony. That creates what we call vampires, but their blood becomes mixed and unstable, making them vulnerable to sunlight. True vampires, like me, are created through the first embrace ceremony, a thorough and ritualistic process. Their blood is purified during the transformation, so they're not harmed by the sun. Zhou Xueming nodded thoughtfully, her excitement growing. So, I could still enjoy the sunlight if I became a vampire? She smiled to herself. The idea didn't seem so bad anymore. Noticing her expression, Yi Hui added reassuringly, if you decide to go through with it, I'll ensure the ceremony is done properly. Your bloodline will be as pure as possible. Hearing this, Zhou Xueming couldn't contain her joy. She threw her arms around him. That's wonderful. Yi Hui smiled at her enthusiasm, but kept the deeper truth to himself. The first embrace ceremony came with a cost, a heavy toll on the one performing it. The process required draining all the blood from the human's body to ensure they could survive purely on the vampire's blood. The second step was even more demanding. Bit by bit, the vampire would inject their own blood into the human, sustaining life while transforming them. The more blood given, the greater the strain on the vampire, but the higher the purity of the new vampire's bloodline. Finally, the human would awaken, fully transformed into a vampire. The ceremony was grueling and left the vampire significantly weakened for a long time. Yi Hui estimated he would need to pour 2/3 of his own blood into Zhou Xueming to give her the purest bloodline possible. The thought of losing so much strength didn't bother him. What mattered was ensuring she'd thrive. Looking at her now, he noticed her pale complexion. The memory of drinking nearly 500 milliliters of her blood last night filled him with guilt. You're still too pale. Let's go to the hospital for a transfusion, he said, sitting up. Hospital? Why? She asked, confused. You've lost a lot of blood. You need to recover. Look at yourself. You're practically glowing white. Oh, it's fine. I'll just rest at home, she said dismissively, though her voice was tinged with exhaustion. Anyway, we need to get to work, right? Yi Hui shook his head. No, you don't have to go to work today, or any time until you're completely recovered. Her eyes widened. But what about my salary? Ah, you little money lover, he teased, flicking her nose lightly. Don't worry. I'll tell the finance department to give you paid leave. Really? That's not necessary. Despite her protests, her grin betrayed her delight. There's nothing wrong with taking time off. Use this time to focus on one thing. What's that? Think carefully about what I asked you last night, whether you truly want to be embraced and become a vampire. She nodded seriously. I will. While she went to freshen up, Yi Hui made a quick call to his company, instructing them to handle any issues without him for the day. Spending time with Zhou Xueming felt more important now than anything else. After all, she'd worked tirelessly by his side for years, and after last night, she deserved a break. When Zhou Xueming returned, her light makeup only enhanced her natural beauty. Yi Hui took her hand, ready to leave, but paused when he noticed Xiaobai sulking in a corner. The little Shiba Inu's tail drooped, and its eyes looked forlorn. Oh no, I forgot to feed him, Zhou Xueming exclaimed, rushing to scoop up the dog. Xiaobai wagged its tail faintly, but didn't bark. You silly thing, she scolded gently. You're so quiet when you're hungry. How will I know if you don't make noise? From now on, bark when you're hungry, okay? As Xiaobai wagged its tail in agreement, Yi Hui couldn't help but chuckle. The day ahead felt lighter, and for once, he allowed himself to relax, appreciating the warmth of simple, shared moments. Chapter 107. Yi Shiner's Little Boyfriend. When Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing arrived at the school, they found Cui Xiaoxi waiting for them at the gate. Since there were no classes that day, Cui Xiaoxi had decided to hang around, knowing they needed her help. "You're here." Cui Xiaoxi greeted them with a smile. She was dressed in sportswear, looking fresh and energetic. "You look a bit sweaty. Did you just finish working out?" Lin Shiqing asked. "Yes, I went to the gym this morning and spent over an hour there," Cui Xiaoxi replied. "You're so disciplined," Lin Shiqing commented, impressed. "It's not that hard. I usually eat a lot and hit the gym sporadically. But with the club gala coming up, I need to stay fit to perform the Korean dance," Cui Xiaoxi explained. "That makes sense," Su Zhe agreed. Every year in mid-October, the club gala was a big event. Freshmen had already joined various clubs, and each club put on a performance. The day was filled with activities, making it a highlight of the school year. "By the way, I have some juicy news for you," Cui Xiaoxi said in a lowered voice, glancing at Lin Shiqing. "What is it?" Lin Shiqing asked, intrigued. Su Zhe also leaned in, curious about what she had to say. "You know Su Zhe? She dropped out of school," Cui Xiaoxi revealed. "She was diagnosed with AIDS. The CDC was alerted after a routine health check at school. No one expected it to turn out this way." Su Zhe was taken aback, processing the shocking news. Su Zhe's situation seemed like a grim culmination of her reckless lifestyle. Lin Shiqing, who had harbored a desire to confront Su Zhe for the emotional turmoil she caused Su Zhe, was also stunned. "Is it true?" she asked, still in disbelief. "Yes, classmates in her department confirmed it," Cui Xiaoxi replied. She was unaware of Su Zhe's past with Su Zhe and didn't notice his conflicted reaction. Su Zhe sighed inwardly, unsure of how to feel. Su Zhe's fate seemed a harsh consequence of her choices. Cui Xiaoxi quickly moved on from the topic. "By the way, where's Shiner today?" Lin Shiqing asked. "She's with her little boyfriend," Cui Xiaoxi said, her eyes twinkling with excitement. "He's a senior in high school, but don't worry, he's an adult." Lin Shiqing's eyes widened. "A senior in high school? That's a 3-year gap. Shiner really knows how to pick them. Sister-brother relationships are trendy now. Besides, Shiner looks so young herself," Cui Xiaoxi said with a chuckle. "But seriously, if it affects his college entrance exams, that could be a problem." Su Zhe nodded. The college entrance exam is crucial. He thought about how, for most people, the college entrance exam was a significant milestone. However, his current circumstances with newfound wealth and power rendered such concerns trivial. "Don't worry. Now that Shiner has opened up a bit, I'll get more details from her later," Cui Xiaoxi assured them. Her mature and caring nature often made her the glue holding their group together. Chapter 108. In the Blink of an Eye. Guided by Cui Xiaoxi, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing made their way to the doctoral students' dormitory to meet a so-called computer expert. This expert was none other than Lu Qingqi, a senior highly admired by Cui Xiaoxi. She often consulted him on academic matters, building a rapport over time. "Let me introduce you," Cui Xiaoxi began, her smile radiating confidence. "This is Senior Lu Qingqi." "Hello." Lu Qingqi greeted them warmly, adjusting his glasses. His composed demeanor exuded intellect. "Did you bring a laptop?" "Yes, it's right here," Su Zhe replied promptly, handing over the device. The computer science department at Manhwa University was among the nation's best, and achieving a doctoral degree from such a prestigious institution was no small feat. Lu Qingqi's credentials placed him among an elite group of scholars. "Come to my dorm," Lu Qingqi said after examining the laptop briefly. "My dormitory doubles as my workspace." The group followed him upstairs to his room, which showcased the privileges of being a doctoral student at a top-tier university. His dorm was a single-room suite with a private bathroom, a haven of comfort and convenience. Though compact, the space was impeccably organized. One half served as a workstation brimming with high-end computer equipment, while the other was a simple but well-kept sleeping area. After powering on the laptop, Lu Qingqi's expression turned thoughtful. "This isn't going to be easy," he remarked. "The system employs extensive protective measures to prevent unauthorized access. Cracking this will be a challenge." Cui Xiaoxi looked concerned. "Is there any way around it?" "There are ways," Lu Qingqi reassured her, "but brute force methods like password cracking will take time. If you have any clues about the password, that would expedite the process." Su Zhe racked his brain, but came up empty. He didn't even know the names of the 3 Western vampires associated with the device, let alone potential password hints. "No clues," he admitted. "You'll have to solve it without any leads." "It'll take a while," Lu Qingqi warned. Lin Shiqing, however, was prepared for such an outcome. "If you can crack the system, I'll pay you 50,000 yuan. Is that acceptable?" Lu Qingqi's face lit up briefly at the mention of compensation. While prestigious, doctoral studies came with financial constraints, and 50,000 yuan was no trivial sum. "Deal," he said with a slight nod. Leaving the laptop in Lu Qingqi's capable hands, the trio parted ways. Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing left the campus shortly afterward, returning home to await updates. Time flew by, and in what felt like the blink of an eye, a month had passed. In the basement of the Lin family villa, a thunderous explosion echoed as dust filled the air, accompanied by a flash of red light. A reinforced steel wall lay in ruins. Su Zhe surveyed the destruction with satisfaction. Since becoming a vampire baron, his powers had grown significantly. Stretching his newly formed blood wings, he glided effortlessly across the vast basement. Designed with foresight, the underground space spanned over 500 square meters, with ceilings towering 6 meters high, spacious enough for his training. In the corner stood Lin Shiqing, watching with awe. "Su Zhe, your progress in just a month is incredible," she exclaimed, clapping her hands. Over the past month, Su Zhe had focused on honing his abilities. His attributes soared as he used his daily blood rituals and drew prizes from the mysterious system. With 13 lottery draws in total, he gained enough attribute points to surpass the 500 mark across the board. This milestone unlocked the system's 3rd-tier prize pool, promising even greater rewards. Host Su Zhe. Power, 502. Spirit, 504. Speed, 503. Defense, 500. Skills, Time Stop, Elementary, Vampire Transformation, Blood Devouring. His raw strength and his ability to stop time made him a formidable opponent. Even Lin Xiaohua would likely struggle against him now. Yet, despite his advancements, Su Zhe felt a tinge of disappointment. The system hadn't yet upgraded his time stop skill to the intermediate level. Still, with his current power, he was confident in his ability to defeat foes several levels above him. Meanwhile, his relationship with Lin Shiqing grew deeper. The initial awkwardness gave way to a natural intimacy, and they settled into a rhythm akin to a young couple living together. While Su Zhe trained, progress on the laptop continued steadily. Though the system proved complex, Lu Qingqi's expertise shone through. He estimated it would take 3 to 4 more days to crack the device and extract its files. True to his word, Lu Qingqi maintained discretion, refraining from accessing any sensitive information on the laptop. Lin Shiqing's generous payment ensured his commitment. A new chapter for Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming. While Su Zhe focused on his growth, Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming's relationship also evolved. After a month of careful deliberation, Yi Hui finally set a date for Zhou Xueming's first embrace, November 15th, the night of the full moon. This celestial event, with its radiant moonlight, would amplify the ritual's success, ensuring Zhou Xueming's transformation into a vampire with the purest bloodline. Though reluctant to rush the decision, Yi Hui understood the importance of timing. Zhou Xueming, now fully committed to him, had accepted the idea wholeheartedly. Chapter 109. Embracing the First Love. The computer of the Western Vampire clan was on the verge of being cracked, signaling a turning point for Su Zhe. With his recent ascension to Baron status, his strength had significantly increased, paving the way for future confrontations with the formidable Western vampire clan. Finding information on the locations of other Western vampires would be a strategic advantage. With such intel, Su Zhe could use his Devourer of Blood skill to absorb their power, accelerating his own growth. The global landscape was far from peaceful. Werewolves were gradually infiltrating China, and tensions were brewing worldwide. The undercurrents of unrest made strength essential for self-preservation. Su Zhe's thoughts momentarily shifted to Lin Xiaohua, who would be unaware of Su Zhe's newfound ability to defeat him effortlessly. However, Su Zhe's focus was on the progression of his powers. He pondered whether the rewards from the third-level prize pool would improve as expected, or if there would be diminishing returns. Based on his calculations, advancing from Baron to Viscount required a significant accumulation of attribute points. The journey from Baron to Viscount seemed daunting, but Su Zhe was prepared for the challenges ahead. His primary concern was the potential slowdown in breaking through realms. Drawing from the prize pool had a cooldown period, and Lin Shiqing couldn't continuously feed on blood without consequences. Thus, Su Zhe's advancement depended heavily on his blood-swallowing skill. Su Zhe resolved not to rush. Protecting himself and those he cared about was his immediate priority. He also experimented with his defense attributes, curious if Lin Shiqing could still feed on him despite his increased defenses. Fortunately, by relaxing his muscles, Lin Shiqing could continue to feed without issue. Despite their deepening bond, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing had yet to share a kiss. Lin Shiqing preferred a gradual approach, focusing on building their emotional connection. Su Zhe agreed, believing that taking things slowly was the best course of action. Interestingly, Su Zhe discovered that his blood had a unique effect, enhancing Lin Shiqing's affection for him. This wasn't surprising to her, as family records indicated that high-quality blood could create strong attractions for vampires. Su Zhe's extraordinary abilities contributed to this effect. In the past month, Lin Shiqing's strength had grown significantly by feeding on Su Zhe's blood. She was now on the verge of becoming an 8th-level vampire, with her bloodline purity nearing that of an 11th-generation vampire. Su Zhe's bloodline purity, comparable to a 12th-generation vampire, had also improved. This progress was essential for both their growth and their bond. Su Zhe viewed the system as a tool, not something to be revered. He valued honesty and transparency, especially with Lin Shiqing. Sharing the existence of the system with her felt natural and sincere, avoiding the need for deception. As they prepared to leave the basement, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing speculated about Yi Hui's mysterious announcement. Lin Shiqing guessed it might involve a new romantic partner, while Su Zhe joked about the fast pace of modern relationships. Their playful banter was interrupted by Yi Hui's return. To their surprise, he introduced Zhou Xueming, his assistant, as his girlfriend. The affection between Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming was evident, catching Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing off guard. Yi Hui had already discussed his relationship with Lin Xiaohua and his wife, who gave their blessing. This development was significant for Yi Hui, as it marked a new chapter in his life. The bond he shared with Zhou Xueming was genuine, and they were ready to embrace their future together. As the evening progressed, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing reflected on the unexpected turn of events. Their own relationship continued to deepen, built on trust, honesty, and mutual growth. In the quiet moments they shared, they found comfort and strength in each other's presence, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 110: Preparing for the First Embrace. Lin Shiqing and Su Zhe were stunned by the news that Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming casually shared. "I need to tell you something," Yi Hui began, his tone calm yet resolute. "On November 15th, if everything goes as planned, I will perform the first embrace with Xiao Ming." Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing exchanged wide-eyed glances. For them, the first embrace was more of a symbolic concept. Su Zhe's transformation into a vampire had been a unique anomaly caused by his mysterious system. But for Zhou Xueming, this was an irreversible and profound change. "Uncle Yi, have you really thought this through?" Lin Shiqing asked, her voice tinged with concern. Yi Hui's gaze softened as he looked at Zhou Xueming. I've thought about it deeply. Xiaoming is still young. Embracing her now will preserve her youth and vitality. But of course, he added gently, the decision is ultimately hers. Zhou Xueming placed her hand over Yi Hui's, her expression unwavering. I've made up my mind. I'm ready, she said with quiet determination. Over the past month, their bond had grown stronger. They had spent countless nights together, cherishing the rare peace and comfort of each other's presence. For Yi Hui, if he couldn't have Zhou Xueming in his life, he couldn't imagine sharing it with anyone else. He had spent centuries in solitude, convincing himself that companionship wasn't necessary. Love, he thought, was a fleeting distraction, an inconvenience in an otherwise orderly existence. But meeting Zhou Xueming had upended those beliefs. Being with her wasn't a burden, it was a joy. Her laughter, her touch, even the way she simply existed beside him, brought him a contentment he never thought possible. For Zhou Xueming, the decision was equally clear. The difference in their natures, vampire and human, was the only remaining obstacle between them. The first embrace would erase that barrier. They would share not only their lives but their eternity. Still, there was a practical concern, their bloodlines. As a blood servant, Yi Hui's lineage was of lower purity. His bloodline ranked at the 13th generation, meaning that Zhou Xueming's, after the embrace, would descend to the 14th. If they were to have children, a possibility they both quietly considered, the purity of their offspring's bloodline would also be limited. Their child would likely have a 14th-generation bloodline, with an upper limit of strength comparable to a lower-tier 7th or 8th level vampire. While their abilities wouldn't rival the purest bloodlines, they would inherit a lifespan of nearly 1,000 years, a gift that outweighed any perceived limitations. As the conversation grew more serious, Su Zhe decided to lighten the mood. "Butler Yi," he said with a broad smile, "congratulations. Here's to a smooth and successful first embrace ceremony on the 15th. Yi Hui chuckled. "Thank you, young master. With you and the family's support, I have no doubt everything will go as planned." From that day on, Zhou Xueming moved into the Lin family villa to prepare. The first embrace ceremony wasn't just a ritual. It required both physical and mental readiness. She needed time to rest, reflect, and attune herself to the monumental change ahead. Yi had already taken care of the logistics. He arranged for her to take a month-long leave from work, a decision that sparked no small amount of gossip in the company. Rumors about their relationship swirled among the employees, but Yi Hui didn't mind. His priority was ensuring that Zhou Xueming's transition went smoothly. He delegated her responsibilities to other subordinates and even redistributed some of his own workload to spend more time with her. Meanwhile, whispers spread among the female staff. Many lamented their missed opportunity, wondering if they might have been in Zhou Xueming's place had they acted sooner. For Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming, however, such chatter was insignificant. Together, they focused on the days ahead, knowing that November 15th would mark the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Chapter 111. Changes in Xiaofan. Initially reserved, Zhou Xueming gradually relaxed as Lin Shiqing warmly greeted her and struck up a conversation. Zhou Xueming, who had always donned conservative office attire, hip-covering skirts paired with crisp white shirts, now wore a pure white dress adorned with a delicate platinum necklace. Her transformation was striking. She exuded a gentle charm, her long hair cascading past her shoulders, her almond-shaped eyes captivating, and a hint of light red lipstick adding a fresh touch to her look. Yi Hui, captivated by her expressive eyes, found himself enamored in a way he hadn't anticipated. Zhou Xueming's natural beauty, paired with her newfound elegance, revealed a different side of her that Yi Hui couldn't help but adore. As they strolled through the villa, Yi Hui introduced Zhou Xueming to the intricacies of vampire life. Holding a glass pot filled with treated blood, he explained, "This is refrigerated blood. Proper storage is crucial to prevent spoilage. Herbs are added to prolong its freshness and enhance its quality. Zhou Xueming, intrigued, noted the subtle medicinal scent mingling with the blood's natural aroma. She responded thoughtfully, "I see. That makes sense. Do you think you'll miss human food after your first embrace?" Yihui inquired gently. Zhou Xueming considered the question, her expression softening. "There are many delicacies I still want to try," she admitted, "but those cravings pale in comparison to being with you. It's a small sacrifice." Yihui smiled warmly. "In that case, let's ensure you savor every meal you desire before the transition." Their conversation, filled with tender exchanges, painted a picture of burgeoning love. Watching from the living room, Lin Shiqing remarked to Su Zhe, "Seeing Uncle Yi so happy is heartwarming." "Finding true love does that to you," Su Zhe replied, smiling. With Lin Xiaohua and his wife due back the next day to meet Zhou Xueming, Yihui prepared a room for her, ensuring she had everything she needed. Over the following days, he would nourish her with blood energy to ease the first embrace ceremony and reduce potential rejection. That evening, after Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing retired to their rooms, a familiar figure emerged, Xiaofan. The tiny spider, once modest in size, had transformed. Its body had shrunk but radiated powerful energy. For weeks, Su Zhe had been feeding Xiaofan his blood after the spider's usual diet of poisonous insects became scarce. To his surprise, Xiaofan adapted, becoming enamored with his blood, which fueled its growth and increased its strength. As Lin Shiqing explained, the intricate patterns on Xiaofan's back signified its power. Now boasting 7 incomplete patterns, Xiaofan had reached the 7th level of its first form, equating to the strength of a 7th-level vampire. With Xiaofan and Lin Shiqing, now an 8th-level vampire, by his side, Su Zhe felt more confident. Together, they formed a formidable force capable of confronting Western vampires of significant rank. Even though challenges remained, particularly against adversaries beyond the 3rd level of Baron, Su Zhe knew they were stronger together. Xiaofan's unique advantage lay in its small size, allowing it to deliver unexpected, lethal strikes. Its presence added a strategic edge to their battles, proving that strength often came in surprising forms. Chapter 112: The Blood-Feeding Plan. The moonlight spilled through the window, casting a pale glow on Su Zhe's figure. In his vampire state, his crimson eyes shimmered faintly, and his body emanated a cold, ethereal aura that seemed to freeze the air around him. Since ascending to the rank of Baron, Su Zhe had noticed subtle changes in himself. His eyes were a deeper red, and the chill that clung to his skin was more pronounced, a manifestation of his breakthrough into a higher realm. This aura, though unspoken, was undeniable, and even Lin Shiqing couldn't entirely suppress her unease around it. No one but Lin Shiqing knew of his transformation. For now, he kept his newfound power a secret. Shifting back into his human form to feed Xiaofan, Su Zhe felt his blood begin to flow once more. He extended his right hand, his slender fingers strong yet delicate, his pale skin glowing faintly in the moonlight. A small blade, no larger than a nail clipper, but razor-sharp, appeared in his palm. With a swift motion, the blade sliced his wrist, severing a vein. Bright crimson blood trickled down his arm. The flow wasn't rapid, but it was enough to excite Xiaofan, who immediately began to writhe and twitch in anticipation. Bathed in Su Zhe's blood, its body glowed with a vibrant pink hue. The bloodthirsty spider danced on its 8 legs, each covered in soft red bristles, as if celebrating the life-giving feast. Lin Shiqing, standing nearby, caught the unmistakable scent of blood. Her sensitive nose twitched as she inhaled the aroma deeply. Even though she had smelled Su Zhe's blood countless times before, it never failed to captivate her. It carried a faint, minty fragrance, not overpowering, but soothing, almost like a balm for her body and mind. She closed her eyes briefly, savoring the scent, though she resisted the temptation to drink more. Her body still harbored hundreds of milliliters of undigested blood, and consuming more than her limit would bring pain and days of recovery. Su Zhe watched the scene thoughtfully. His blood, as he had learned from previous experiments, dried almost instantly after leaving his body. Within 5 seconds, its potency diminished by up to 70–80%. After that, its effectiveness stabilized, but the loss was still significant. Now that he was a baron, even his weakened blood remained a potent elixir for other vampires. He began to consider sharing it with those closest to him, Lin Xiaohua, his wife, and Yi Hui. Strengthening them would offer him peace of mind, especially Yi Hui, whose abilities were far too limited for the challenges ahead. Yi Hui's strength was barely at the 5th level, leaving him vulnerable against even moderately strong Western vampires. For Su Zhe, that was unacceptable. As Xiaofan continued to feast, Su Zhe allowed the spider 5 full minutes before signaling to Lin Shiqing to close the wound. She complied, channeling her blood energy to heal the cut almost instantly. Satisfied and brimming with energy, Xiaofan skittered back to its nest, leaving behind a small pool of dark, coagulated blood on the ground. Su Zhe grabbed a mop and cleaned the mess with practiced ease, leaving the floor spotless. Lin Shiqing's gaze followed Xiaofan, and she couldn't hide her amazement. "Look at its back," she said, pointing to the spider. "Its 8th residual pattern is already forming. It won't be long before it reaches the 8th level." Her voice held a mix of awe and anticipation. "In the family," she continued, "the strongest bloodthirsty spider ever recorded only reached the 3rd level. No one has seen one evolve beyond that. I can't imagine how powerful Xiaofan might become with your blood." Su Zhe nodded, silently observing the vibrant spider now resting in its nest. He had always known his blood was extraordinary, but witnessing its effects on Xiaofan made him wonder just how far his influence could extend, not only to the spider, but to those he cared about most. In this volatile world of vampires and humans, strength was the only true safeguard. Su Zhe was determined to provide it, one drop of blood at a time. Chapter 113. Laptop cracked successfully. Su Zhe followed Lin Shiqing's gaze, noting the new pattern on Xiaofan's back, subtly laced with a hint of blood. A smile curved his lips as he thought aloud. "With you, me, and Xiaofan, our plan to deal with the Western vampires will be much smoother." The memory of his nation's past humiliations stirred a deep resentment within Su Zhe toward the Western vampires' current aggression. Although the Blood Clan's battles were not conventional wars waged with guns and cannons, they held profound implications for a nation's destiny, its government, and its people. In Su Zhe's view, the struggle between the vampires mirrored the broader dynamic between the weak and the strong. Despite the Western origins of vampirism and the Westerners' role in assimilating Easterners through the first embrace, Su Zhe believed that Eastern vampires deserved to rise and reclaim their dignity after centuries of subjugation. Now, with newfound strength, he felt empowered to challenge the status quo. The opportunity came sooner than expected. Early the next morning, Su Zhe received an ecstatic call from Lu Qingqi. "The Western vampire's notebook has been cracked. We finally unlocked the system and bypassed the password. It took a month, but we did it." Lu Qingqi's excitement was palpable. "When can you come to pick it up?" "Right away," Su Zhe responded eagerly. As he and Lin Shiqing drove to Binhai University, Lin Shiqing turned serious. "Su Zhe promised me something." Surprised, Su Zhe asked, "What is it?" "We must be cautious. We can't confront the Western vampires without knowing their strength. If they're too powerful and we can't handle them, it could end badly," Lin Shiqing warned. Su Zhe reassured her, "I've thought about that. I won't make a move unless I'm certain. Besides, we don't even know what information the notebook contains. It might not have any details on the Western vampires' locations." Lin Shiqing's concern was evident. "I'm happy to be with you, but we can't take unnecessary risks. Our safety comes first." "Absolutely," Su Zhe agreed. "Safety is paramount." November brought a sharp drop in temperature, but Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing still wore t-shirts, drawing the curious gazes of students. Su Zhe, like a living furnace, radiated warmth and energy, impervious to the cold. Guided by memories of their last visit, they quickly found Lu Qingqi's dormitory. Su Zhe's memory had become almost photographic. A single glance was enough to imprint details that he could recall even months later. Inside, Lu Qingqi was engrossed in coding when he heard a noise at the door. Rising, he welcomed Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing into the room, gesturing toward the cracked, dark laptop on the table. Despite having cracked it, Lu Qingqi had refrained from exploring its contents, maintaining his professional ethics. "The password has been reset," Lu Qingqi explained, his face lighting up with a smile. "The new password is Kui147258. "Why such a complicated password?" Su Zhe asked. "It's a security requirement, uppercase, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols, for a higher security factor," Lu Qingqi explained. "Despite the security, I found a loophole and gained full administrative access to the computer." With the laptop cracked and access granted, Su Zhe knew they had taken a significant step forward. The contents of the notebook could hold the key to understanding their adversaries better and planning their next move. Chapter 114: The Encryption Puzzle. Leaving Lu Qingqi's dormitory, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing decided to find a quiet spot to review the notebook's contents. The journey home was too far, so they opted for a nearby express hotel, a stone's throw from the school. Its privacy and reliable power supply made it a convenient choice, despite the occasional rumors of hidden pinhole cameras. Su Zhe reassured himself. They were here for business, not anything inappropriate. The Jason Hotel, notoriously nicknamed the Gun Room by students, was a hub of youthful passion. Morning hours saw couples departing, some familiar faces among them. Lovebirds giggled and exchanged whispers as they left, basking in their youthful energy. Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing ignored the glances sent their way, stepping into the hotel courtyard with purpose. Inside, the night shift receptionist, barely stifling a yawn, awaited her replacement. Su Zhe approached the desk and requested an hourly room. "One room, please," he said, handing over his ID. The receptionist's weariness faded as she glanced up at the duo. Her gaze lingered longer than necessary. Handsome men and beautiful women had that effect. Her imagination drifted, her thoughts tinged with personal memories, but Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing remained oblivious. After checking in, the pair ascended to room 509. The room was modest but clean, its faint scent of shampoo and soap hinting at earlier occupants. A table stood across from the bed, its wall lined with outlets. Su Zhe's gaze sharpened as his instincts kicked in. "Stay here a moment," he said to Lin Shiqing. He activated his vampire vision, a flash of crimson igniting his irises. The room's mundane appearance transformed. Hidden details became strikingly clear. "There," he murmured. In the corner, disguised as an innocuous outlet, a pinhole camera emitted a faint green glow. Barely noticeable to the naked eye, it was evident under his heightened perception. With a swift motion, Su Zhe condensed a thin needle of blood and flicked it toward the device. The camera sparked briefly before going dark, its lens irreparably shattered. Meanwhile, in the hotel security room, a guard jolted upright. The feed from one of the cameras had abruptly cut off, the last image blurred by a streak of red. Satisfied there were no other surveillance devices, Su Zhe turned to Lin Shiqing. "All clear," he said. "You're killing two birds with one stone," she replied with a smirk. "Privacy for us, and justice for others." Su Zhe plugged his charger into the laptop and powered it on. Lin Shiqing pulled up two chairs, and they sat side by side, the glow of the screen illuminating their focused expressions. The laptop booted to a plain desktop. Black wallpaper and sparse icons suggested its owner valued minimalism, or discretion. One icon, however, immediately caught Su Zhe's eye. It was a black crow, stylized in sharp lines, labeled communication. Communication? Su Zhe mused aloud, his English proficiency allowing him to quickly translate the word. Lin Shiqing leaned closer. "Is it some kind of encrypted messaging software?" Possibly, Su Zhe replied, frowning slightly. But if it requires a login and password, cracking it won't be easy. Check if it's set to remember credentials or log in automatically, Lin Shiqing suggested. Su Zhe double-clicked the icon. The screen flickered and a large crow materialized, animated in sharp GIF format. Its wings beat powerfully, and its scarlet eyes seemed to pierce through the screen. The crow raised its beak arrogantly, exuding an almost predatory dominance. "This looks more like a blood crow than just a crow," Lin Shiqing remarked. Su Zhe nodded. As the blood crow flapped its wings one final time, a login screen emerged beside it. Username, password. Their challenge had begun. Chapter 115. An incredible discovery. The good news: there was an account. The bad news: it required a password. Su Zhe rubbed his forehead in exasperation. Things were not as smooth as he had hoped. Noticing his frustration, Lin Shiqing offered a reassuring smile. "It's okay. There are plenty of folders. Maybe one of them contains a clue." Su Zhe's eyes brightened with renewed hope. He often stored passwords and memos to avoid forgetting them, so perhaps the previous user had done something similar. As he scrolled through the files, a particular TXT file caught his eye. His heart quickened. Could it be what he thought it was? Opening the file, he couldn't believe his luck. The communication password was right there. It seemed the Western vampire had worried about forgetting the password and created this file as a precaution. Su Zhe was initially surprised. Vampires had exceptional memories, so why would they need a reminder? However, the answer became clear once he saw the password: a 512-bit string of random characters, an incomprehensible jumble. For security reasons, perhaps the password was made so complex. Even with their remarkable memory, it was understandable why they would store it in a file rather than rely solely on recall. Whoever created this password, or the software that generated it, was a genius. Copying and pasting the password, Su Zhe waited. A few seconds later, a pop-up appeared. Stealth or online? He opted for stealth mode. The communication software was filled with cached chats. Two stood out: a contact labeled Master and a group chat titled Home. The meaning of Home was clear. Master likely referred to a superior figure, possibly a high-ranking member of the Western vampires. Su Zhe wondered if this figure, called Master, could be similar to the Lord from the Western vampire hierarchy, a leader or commander. The last message exchange was over a month old, around the time Su Zhe had eliminated 3 Western vampires. He read the conversation. "Lord, when will you send someone to meet us?" "They will come. Just wait. I've been waiting for a week." "How much longer?" "We're in terrible shape. If the superhumans find us, we're done for. Please, Lord, send help." The Lord's cold, indifferent reply showed a ruthless abandonment of his subordinates, treating them as disposable. Su Zhe sifted through more chats, finding task assignments and financial transactions. However, it was the group chat that held the real intrigue. Pinned at the top were links to bounty missions. Eliminate a 7th-level extraordinary officer in Nuan City. Except for details. Besiege the Qin clan. 20 spots available. First come, first served. There were numerous missions, both solo and group. Su Zhe's mind raced with possibilities. He could stake out a mission location, waiting to ambush arriving vampires, or observe single-player missions to intercept isolated targets. The autonomy to choose his method of engagement excited him. Despite his growing anticipation, Su Zhe reigned in his eagerness. His priority was to gather intelligence on nearby missions, ensuring easier mobility when the time came. The bounty missions provided valuable leads. He also noted the option to privately message other Western vampires in the group chat. However, he chose to maintain discretion, avoiding any premature actions that might alert the enemy. Wrapping an arm around Lin Shiqing's shoulders, Su Zhe smiled, his voice laced with excitement. "It seems we've stumbled upon something incredible." Chapter 116. Lowly Alice on the Run. As Su Zhe continued to dig through the files on the laptop, a new discovery emerged, a document titled Map Distribution of Vampire Clans in Various Countries. The document was a treasure trove of information. For centuries, vampire clans had kept their locations secret, operating much like the principles of the dark forest theory from the three-body problem. Concealed, wary, and ready to strike if discovered. Opening the file, Su Zhe was met with a detailed map of China. Dots and markers covered the map, each representing a known vampire clan. Among them, the location of the Lin clan was unmistakably pinpointed. Impressive, Su Zhe muttered. Across China's vast landscape, hundreds of vampire clans were noted, with many more still unidentified. Smaller countries like the Neon Kingdom and Kimchi Country had far fewer clans, but they too were charted. The document also included information on vampire clans in the West, and even some insights into werewolves and other supernatural beings. It was a chaotic yet invaluable resource. Su Zhe made a mental note to study it further when time allowed. For now, he closed the laptop. "Let's go," he said. Lin Shiqing nodded, and the two left the room. At the hotel entrance, the security guard whose hidden camera Su Zhe had destroyed earlier cast nervous glances their way. Su Zhe didn't acknowledge him. He had no interest in reporting the incident. It would waste time and achieve little. In a desolate area outside the city, 7 imposing figures emerged from a cloud of dust. Dressed in black, their hulking frames exuded raw power. The leader, a bearded man with piercing eyes under the brim of his hat, stood at the forefront. "Kosel, why bring us to Manhwa? What's your game?" One of the men, Dosa, asked with a frown. Kosel, the leader, smirked. "Have you heard of Alice? The little vampire girl from the Nora family?" Dosa nodded. "Sure, but no one knows where she is." "That's where you're wrong. My sources indicate she's here, in Manhwa. Alone. Injured. If we find her, we can leverage her to extract a hefty ransom from the Nora family." The group stirred. Alice was no ordinary vampire. As a 13th-generation descendant of the Nora family, her bloodline rivaled that of an 11th-generation vampire. Capturing her would indeed be a massive coup. "Are you sure?" One of the others pressed. Kosel's eyes gleamed. "I wouldn't have gathered you here without solid intel. She's in Shun District. We find her, we take her, and we make history." As a second-level, 4th-tier werewolf elder of the Chell family in France, Kosel's reputation preceded him. His team, all werewolves, had followed him east to escape the waning influence of their kind in the West. The promise of rewards sweetened the deal. Kosel held up a handful of dark night crystals, rare treasures that enhanced a werewolf's power under moonlight. "Whoever captures her gets 2 crystals. Everyone else gets 1. If you're not interested, leave now." None of the werewolves moved. "Good," Kosel said, his voice cold. "Let's move." In Manhwa's University District, a crowd gathered around a small figure sprawled on the curb. "Whose child is this?" someone murmured. "Who leaves a kid in a place like this?" "Call the police." "No way. I don't want to get involved." Amid the chatter, Alice barely managed to open her eyes. Her pale face and tattered clothes told a story of desperation. She muttered weakly, but her words were unintelligible to the crowd. "Is that even English?" "No idea. Maybe some other language." Alice's hope dwindled. Exhaustion weighed her down. She had been wandering the city for 2 weeks, evading hunters and surviving on scraps of blood stolen in the dead of night. The people around her seemed unwilling to help. She wanted to cry, but lacked the strength. Then, a shadow fell over her. "Qingbao, look at her. We can't just leave her like this," a voice said gently. Alice blinked up at a man standing in the sunlight. Beside him was a woman with a kind expression. Su Zhe's sharp eyes caught the faint flicker of blood energy emanating from the girl. She wasn't human. She was a young vampire, barely holding on. "She's just a kid," Lin Shiqing said, kneeling to scoop Alice into her arms. Alice flinched but was too weak to resist. "Careful," Su Zhe warned, wary of a potential trap. "She's barely alive," Lin Shiqing shot back. Do you really think she's a threat right now? The crowd dispersed as Lin Shiqing carried Alice to their car. Inside, Lin Shiqing tried to communicate. What's your name? Where are you from? Alice murmured something in Italian. Su Zhe frowned. What language is that? Italian, Lin Shiqing replied with a smile. I studied it once. Let me try. To Alice's surprise, Lin Shiqing responded fluently. For the first time in weeks, someone understood her. Through halting sentences, Alice explained her plight. She was from the Nora family, attacked by powerful enemies, and left to fend for herself in a foreign land. She's been through so much, Lin Shiqing said, her voice filled with sympathy. Su Zhe nodded grimly. Looks like we got a runaway, lowly vampire on our hands. Chapter 117, Cousin Lin Zikai. Despite the innocent appearance of the young girl who had appeared unexpectedly, Su Zhe couldn't shake a lingering sense of doubt. Something about her sudden presence felt off. Lin Shiqing, on the other hand, found herself enchanted by the girl's charm. The little girl's soft demeanor and endearing innocence made it easy for Lin Shiqing to let her guard down. For now, they decided to take the girl back to the villa. Upon returning home, they found Lin Shiqing's parents had also returned. Sitting with them was a youthful-looking man, his expression fresh and slightly timid. Uncle, Aunt, your home is truly beautiful, Lin Zikai greeted them warmly. Lin Zikai was Lin Xiaohua's nephew, the son of his elder brother, Lin Tai. At 125 years old, he was still considered in the infancy of a vampire's lifespan. Bored with life in his hometown, Lin Tai had sent Lin Zikai to the city for a change of scenery. Despite his age, Lin Zikai was still maturing, spending a significant portion of each month in deep sleep to allow his body to develop. Standing about 1.7 meters tall, his delicate features and soft brows gave him a refined, almost princely air. Lin Xiaohua smiled at his nephew. There are plenty of rooms in the villa. Why don't you take one on the second floor? Your aunt and I are the only ones up there, and if you need anything, you can come to us. He thought of the thick soundproof walls in the villa, which were necessary to muffle the keen hearing of vampires. Without them, even the slightest noise could disrupt their rest. While enhanced senses had their advantages, they also posed challenges. Lin Xiaohua mused about how sharp eyesight could be a double-edged sword. Being able to see every detail might not always be pleasant. The beauty seen from a distance often softened flaws that became glaringly obvious up close. Lin Zikai nodded. I can stay anywhere really. As Lin Xiaohua guided him inside, he felt a tinge of curiosity. Lately, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing had been going out frequently. He made a mental note to ask about their activities when they returned. Where's my cousin? Lin Zikai asked. She's probably out, Linwen responded. Lin Zikai's eyes lit up. I heard from my dad that she has a boyfriend now. Does that mean I have a brother-in-law? Lin Xiaohua exchanged a glance with Lin Wen, his expression shifting slightly. You could say that. Lin Xiaohua had gradually come to accept Su Zhe. Since Lin Zikai brought it up, he offered a straightforward answer. Great! I can't wait to see what my brother-in-law looks like. Lin Zikai grinned, his pointed canines showing. Lin Xiaohua thought about Su Zhe. Although he had become a vampire through the first embrace rather than by birth, his appearance was undeniably striking. Still, when it came to his daughter's beauty, Su Zhe was outmatched. After mulling it over, Lin Xiaohua replied, Your brother-in-law is quite handsome. You'll see when they get back. Lin Zikai, his excitement barely contained, explored the villa with wide-eyed wonder. This was his first venture outside the clan's enclave. His father, Lin Tai, had pushed him to train hard, but the limitations of their bloodline meant his strength would never exceed a certain point. Eventually, Lin Tai gave up on those ambitions, opting instead to let his son enjoy life. Meanwhile, on the Ring Expressway, Su Zhe was driving at an exhilarating 180 miles per hour despite exceeding the speed limit. His precision ensured their safety. The risk of a crash was minimal. With his ability to stop time, He could avoid any potential accident. Su Zhe had developed a taste for speed, the rush of the wind outside the car invigorating him. Behind him, Lin Shiqing was engaged in conversation with Alice. "Missy, Missy, there are so many flowers. Demi, Demi, Slikandi." Su Zhe, unable to understand their exchange, felt like a bystander to their conversation. Lin Shiqing turned to him. "Alice said she's from the Nola family in Italy. She came to China in search of a secret blood realm. It's said to contain traces of Cain's essence and blood. Although diluted, it's still the blood of the vampire ancestor, capable of greatly enhancing anyone who absorbs it." Alice's openness was both endearing and alarming. Her lack of experience made her overly trusting, readily sharing information with Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing, the strangers who had rescued her. Su Zhe knew of the secret blood realms, but had never pursued them. Legend held that the remnants of ancient gods, including Cain, had scattered across the blue star, forming these hidden realms. Only during a full moon could these realms be accessed, allowing those who entered to absorb the ancestral essence and strengthen themselves. However, finding these secret realms without precise information was nearly impossible. Su Zhe, content with his current progress, saw no reason to seek them out recklessly. Yet, Alice's naive enthusiasm presented an unexpected opportunity. Smiling, Su Zhe thought, "I didn't expect to stumble upon such a fortunate encounter just by walking down the street." Chapter 118. Only Alice Knows. "Sister, why does that brother look so strange?" "His smile is scary," Alice murmured in Italian, her wide eyes fixed on the rearview mirror. Su Zhe's crooked, sinister grin made her inch closer to Lin Shiqing with unease. Fortunately for Alice, Su Zhe couldn't understand Italian and remained blissfully unaware, lost in his own world. His imagination had taken off, painting an elaborate scene in his mind. Through the discovery of the secret realm of blood, Su Zhe imagined his strength soaring overnight. He envisioned becoming a viscount, a powerful and respected figure within the Lin clan. No longer mocked or hindered in his relationship with Lin Shiqing, he would rise to the pinnacle of their society, silencing all the naysayers. The mental image was intoxicating. The dramatic rise in status, the awestruck faces of his doubters. It was perfect. A viscount must be incredibly powerful, Su Zhe mused, the fantasy expanding in his mind. After all, Lin Shiqing had mentioned that even some of the ancestral elders in the Lin clan, vampires from the 8th and 9th generations, had achieved this lofty rank. "Su Zhe, why are you grinning like that?" Lin Shiqing interrupted, breaking his daydream. Her voice was tinged with both amusement and exasperation. "Ah!" Su Zhe blinked, returning to reality. "That creepy smile of yours scared Alice," Lin Shiqing pointed out, nodding toward the back seat. Su Zhe glanced in the rearview mirror, meeting Alice's wary gaze. She was clutching Lin Shiqing's arm like a lifeline. "She says you look like you have bad intentions," Lin Shiqing translated with a smirk. Su Zhe sighed. "What was I thinking? It's not like I can explain it to her." He turned his attention back to the road. "I was just wondering if the secret realm of blood could help me grow stronger. If we can use Alice to locate it, the benefits might be huge." Lin Shiqing frowned. "It's true the secret realm could be invaluable, but that expression you had earlier. Even I'd be suspicious." She ruffled Alice's hair. "Don't worry, Alice. I'll keep you safe." Su Zhe muttered under his breath. "Safe? She's a century-old vampire. Alice might look like a child, but vampire years were something else entirely. Her 100-plus years of existence translated to the developmental equivalent of a preteen human." Su Zhe shook his head, marveling at the strangeness of vampire biology. "If she were human, she'd barely be out of elementary school," Su Zhe quipped. Lin Shiqing chuckled. "Well, vampires age slowly. Can't rush nature." Alice's large eyes darted back and forth, clearly frustrated that she couldn't follow the conversation. She tugged on Lin Shiqing's sleeve. Lin Shiqing turned back to her, speaking softly. So, Alice, you were attacked by powerful vampires in Shilin Mountain? Is that right? Alice nodded solemnly. Yes, sister. My uncle said there's a secret realm hidden there. They wanted me to enter it and absorb the blood essence inside. It could have raised my bloodline purity by 1 or 2 generations. But those bad vampires ambushed us before we could open it. Her tone darkened as she described the brutal attack. They killed many of my uncles and grandfathers. Su Zhe perked up from the front seat. Qingbao, ask her for the exact location of the secret realm. Lin Shiqing relayed the question. Alice hesitated before replying. It's in Shilin Mountain, but you can't go there. It's too dangerous. Why not? Lin Shiqing pressed. There are at least 4 or 5 viscounts there, and maybe even a count. Alice's voice quivered as she described the enemy forces. Lin Shiqing's face paled. She turned to Su Zhe. Alice says there are multiple viscounts and possibly a count in Shilin Mountain. Forget about the secret realm. It's a death trap. Su Zhe groaned, his earlier dreams of glory collapsing. He slumped in his seat, muttering to himself. Just great. I thought I'd pick up the leftovers, but it turns out I'd be walking into my own funeral. Alice, noticing Su Zhe's dejected expression, offered a faint smile. But there's good news, sister. Lin Shiqing tilted her head. Good news? Alice beamed with pride. Only I know the location of the secret realm. Without me, those bad vampires can't find it. The entrance is tiny and only visible on the night of a full moon. They'd have to search the entire mountain in just a few hours. It's almost impossible. The weight of her words sank in. Lin Shiqing reached over and hugged Alice tightly. Despite her unkempt appearance after days on the run, the little vampire still carried a faint, sweet scent that was oddly comforting. Alice, you've been through so much, Lin Shiqing murmured. When we get home, I'll make sure you're safe. A warm bath, fresh clothes, some blood to drink, and a good night's sleep. You'll feel so much better. Thank you, sister, Alice whispered, her voice thick with emotion. She hugged Lin Shiqing tightly, tears glistening in her eyes. Lin Shiqing patted Su Zhe on the shoulder. Looks like our luck hasn't run out yet. The bad guys don't know the entrance to the secret realm. Alice is the only one who does. Su Zhe nodded, determination returning to his eyes. Perhaps, with Alice's knowledge, they still had a chance to turn the tide. Chapter 119. This little girl is so beautiful. Su Zhe's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. So, you're saying there's still a chance? Alice nodded. There should be, but with so many powerful vampires near Shilin Mountain, the risks are high. Especially if there's someone like a count, 2 realms above you. Their mere presence could render you immobile. To a count, you're nothing more than an ant. Our family doesn't even have anyone at the count level, Lin Shiqing added, her voice calm yet firm. Alice, still asleep, was blissfully unaware of their conversation, the language barrier proving to be a convenient shield. Su Zhe mulled over the information. We'll need to plan this carefully. As they arrived at the villa, Su Zhe sensed a fresh, unfamiliar blood energy. It wasn't from Lin Xiaohua or Lin Wan, whose energy he recognized instantly. This was someone new. A new vampire? Su Zhe asked, glancing at Lin Shiqing. She nodded. Yes, and the aura feels somewhat familiar. However, the strength isn't significant. Likely a 3rd-level vampire. It's probably someone my parents invited. Let's check it out. Leaving Alice asleep in the car, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing walked towards the villa. Under the shaded canopy in the atrium stood 3 figures, Lin Xiaohua, his wife, and a young man. Cousin, the young man called out happily. Realization dawned on Su Zhe. This was a relative, Lin Zikai, Lin Shiqing's younger cousin. By extension, he was now part of Su Zhe's family too. Xiao Kai, what brings you here? Lin Shiqing asked, surprised. Lin Zikai had been a familiar presence during her childhood, though the age gap between them had always felt significant. Back then, she was already writing elegantly while Lin Zikai was still toddling around, often trailing behind her with a runny nose. Now, the little boy she remembered had grown into a striking young man. I came with uncle and aunt. Life in the clan was getting too dull, so I thought I'd visit you, Lin Zikai said, flashing a smile that revealed his sharp fangs. That's great. Stay for a few days, Lin Shiqing said, affectionately ruffling his hair. Is that brother-in-law? Lin Zikai asked, glancing at Su Zhe. Lin Shiqing nodded with a proud smile. Yes, he is. Handsome, right? Lin Zikai studied Su Zhe. He's good-looking, but character matters more. Lin Shiqing chuckled. Kids these days seem so grown-up, worrying about relationships before they even hit their teenage years. Su Zhe approached, greeting everyone warmly. Hello, brother-in-law. I'm Lin Zikai, the young man said, extending a hand in a gesture that seemed beyond his years. Su Zhe smiled, shaking his hand. Nice to meet you, Lin Zikai. Take care of my cousin or else, Lin Zikai warned playfully. Of course, Su Zhe replied, amused by his protectiveness. After exchanging pleasantries, Su Zhe mentioned Alice. You found an injured young vampire in the city? Lin Xiaohua asked, incredulous. Yes, Su Zhe explained. I was surprised too. Normally, young vampires are heavily protected by their families. It's strange she ended up here alone. As he recounted Alice's story, Lin Xiaohua's expression grew more serious. The secret realm of blood is a rare opportunity, Lin Xiaohua murmured. We should meet this girl. Leading the way, Lin Xiaohua was followed by the group, with Lin Zikai trailing behind, brimming with excitement. Su Zhe's description of Alice as a petite and charming girl had piqued his interest. He'd been feeling out of place, with no one his age around, and the prospect of a new playmate was thrilling. As they reached the car, Lin Xiaohua peered at Alice, still asleep in the back seat. Her aristocratic air was unmistakable. Even in her sleep, she exudes a noble aura, Lin Xiaohua remarked. This kind of presence takes years to cultivate. Lin Shiqing added, she mentioned she's from the Nola family in Italy, and her blood purity is at the 11th generation level, unusual for a 13th generation vampire. That's remarkable, Lin Xiaohua said, his eyes narrowing. This is a significant opportunity. We must seize it. Lin Shiqing felt a pang of compassion. Alice's open nature and vulnerability tugged at her heartstrings. The girl's sincerity and innocence were disarming. For now, let's bring her inside and tend to her, Su Zhe suggested. She's not very strong, so we can manage her easily. Lin Wen gently lifted Alice, and they made their way into the house. Lin Zikai, his excitement evident, patted Su Zhe on the back. Brother-in-law, she's so beautiful, Lin Zikai exclaimed, his eyes sparkling. Chapter 120. Is my nephew stupid? Lin Zikai's excitement was palpable, leaving Su Zhe momentarily speechless. This kid acts like a walking ball of enthusiasm. All he thinks about is finding a girlfriend. Ahem, weren't you the one who just said that appearance isn't everything when choosing a partner? Su Zhe teased. Lin Zikai flushed. Well, if someone's good-looking, it's natural to notice them first. If you're standing in front of two people, one attractive and one not, you'd pick the good-looking one, right? Su Zhe shook his head, amused by Lin Zikai's glibness. All right, I have a suggestion for you. What is it? Lin Zikai asked, curious. You should start learning Italian. Alice doesn't speak Chinese. If you want to talk to her, you'll need to understand her language, Su Zhe suggested. Lin Zikai's eyes lit up with determination. Okay, brother-in-law, I'll start right away. With newfound resolve, Lin Zikai grabbed an iPad and began studying Italian. His enthusiasm and rapid progress were a testament to his vampiric learning abilities. Su Zhe couldn't help but chuckle. Desire truly is the best motivator. Whether it's for love, wealth, or other material gains, desire drives learning. Lin Xiaohua, noticing Lin Zikai absorbed in his tablet, seemed puzzled but didn't question it. Kids and their electronics, he thought. Xiao Kai, remember to balance your time. Play less and study more. Your dad asked me to keep an eye on your studies, Lin Xiaohua reminded him. I will, uncle. Don't worry, Lin Zikai replied quickly, though his attention remained on his new task. Meanwhile, Lin Shiqing had carried Alice to a nearby room. This room, usually empty, was perfect for Alice to rest in. Opposite it were the rooms of Yi Hui and Zhou Xueming. Both had left for work earlier in the day. Lin Shiqing gently laid Alice on the bed. She needs some blood. She looks like she hasn't fed in a while, she said. Lin Xiaohua shook his head. Not yet. Let me heal her injuries first. He focused his blood energy, channeling it to mend the severe wounds on Alice's back. Being a baron, his blood energy was potent and abundant. Slowly, Alice's condition improved. After 10 minutes, her wounds were completely healed. The effort, however, left Lin Xiaohua visibly drained. I need to rest now. You two can handle things from here. Take the chance to clean her up and change her clothes, he said before stepping aside. Lin Zikai, overhearing this from the hallway, perked up. His earlier sleepiness vanished at the mention of helping Alice. Wash and change her? Let me do it, he thought excitedly. Su Zhe noticed Lin Zikai's eagerness and approached him. Focus on your studies. Stop entertaining such thoughts. Lin Zikai nodded sheepishly. Got it, brother-in-law. He wasn't a bad kid, just a bit mischievous. Redirected, Lin Zikai dove back into his Italian studies with renewed vigor. In the living room, Su Zhe and Lin Xiaohua sat discussing recent events. Why do you and Xiaoqing keep going to school? Our family isn't lacking money. Why bother with school? Lin Xiaohua asked, his tone casual yet assertive. Su Zhe hesitated, reluctant to reveal too much about the Western vampires and the notebook they had found. It's more about social connections and avoiding the monotony of staying home all day. Lin Xiaohua nodded in understanding. I don't mind you going out, but Binhai has been dangerous lately. You've heard of the Zhou family, right? They're a powerful blood family here. A couple of weeks ago, some Western vampires attacked, killing several clan members and blood servants. Really? Su Zhe feigned surprise, though he couldn't help but wonder if those were the same vampires he had encountered and dealt with. Yes, so I'm concerned for you and Xiaoqing. It's safer to stay home for now. If you do go out, keep it brief and stay close, Lin Xiaohua advised. I understand, Su Zhe assured him. How's your training coming along? Did the last potion help? Lin Xiaohua inquired. It's going well. My bloodline purity has improved, and my strength has increased. I'm at the latter stage of the second-level vampires now, Su Zhe replied modestly, concealing the fact that he had already reached the Baron level. Lin Xiaohua smiled, pleased. Not bad. For someone embraced just 2 months ago, reaching this level is impressive. It shows you have talent. In the corner, Lin Zikai muttered incomprehensible Italian phrases as he studied diligently, causing Lin Xiaohua to glance over in confusion. Is my nephew losing his mind playing games?
That brings this part of the story to a close. Thank you for listening to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like the video and leave a comment with your suggestions. They are invaluable for improving the content. If you'd like to follow the story, remember to subscribe. This story is complete and spans 720 chapters, with new videos being released on a regular schedule.